In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to find the radius of a circle and the diameter when they give you the area of the circle. Okay, so I hope you guys had a chance to look at this real world problem. I'm looking into buying, actually I already bought it, it's coming in through mail today, but I got a range extender so I can get more coverage on my Wi-Fi. And so the goal here is to see how far I can now get signal on my phone. Okay, so there's that circle. We're going to be looking at the purple circle when you work on this problem. Okay, I'm going to go over this problem on Friday, but today I'm going to show you a similar one, and hopefully you can figure out how long of a range this gives you. Okay, all right, so let's look at this problem over here. So we have a circle, okay, and we're going to assume that this circle is 942 centimeters square. Okay, so that's the area of the circle, and I want to find the distance between one end and the other. So let's just pretend this is like my little router and this is me with my phone. Okay, so you want to know how far I can get signal. Okay, all right, so the first thing we need to know is, of course, our formula for the area of a circle, and that is area equals pi r squared. Okay, the next thing we need to know is pi. The value of pi is very long, but we only use this part. We only use 3.14, okay? Now, we don't have our radius yet, so we're going to leave the r there and that square, but we do have the area. The area is 942, okay? All right, so just like any other equation, our goal is to leave the variable by itself. So in order for me to find what the radius is, I have to leave r completely by itself. So let's go ahead and split our equation. All right, so I'm going to move the 3.14 because it is being multiplied by that r squared. So let's get rid of that 3.14. I just said it was being multiplied, so the opposite of multiplication is, yes, division. Good job. I heard someone back there. Good job. All right. So let's do the same to both sides. All right. Okay, so 3.14 divided by 3.14, that just gives you a 1. Now, if I were to bring everything else down, it'd be 1 times r squared. Now, remember, 1 times anything is itself. So I'm just going to keep the r squared like that, okay? Don't necessarily need to put the 1. 942 divided by 3.14, that gives you 300. So I'm just going to bring that down, put a little arrow, because you guys know I love arrows. I use them for everything. All right, so here's what we have so far. I'm going to draw a little line. Forget that we did all this work right now. Here's what we have. 300 equals r squared. Now here's a tricky part. We haven't really dealt with exponents, but I will tell you this. The inverse operation for a square is a square root. And now I know I've showed you these before, but we haven't really dealt with them. You see these more in 8th grade, but let's go ahead and try working these out now. So the inverse, I still need to get rid of that 2 up here, that power of 2. In order to do that, I have to use this little check mark kind of division looking thing, okay? So here's how this works. I'm going to put that right above it, sort of house it. And again, what you do to one side, you must do to the other side, okay? So this square root gets rid of that 2, and that would just leave me with the r by itself, okay? It's just a rule. This gets rid of that, okay? Now, the square root of 300, I don't expect you guys to do that in your head, so I'm going to show you how to do that in the calculator, okay? So I have here a pixel, which is kind of like an Android, and there's always like a little section, there's like more tools. This little check mark looking thing, that's your square root, okay? So we're going to click on that, and I'm going to plug in the 300, okay? See, there it is, 17.3, and we're just going to stop at 17.3, okay? All right, there you have it. That is your radius for this circle, okay? Let's go ahead and plug that over here. All right, so another thing you have to know in a circle is, well, what exactly is my radius? I solved for it, but is it the thing that goes around? Did I fully go across, or is it just the halfway point? All right, guys, well, you guessed it, it's only the halfway point. So I still need to figure out the distance from the modem to me, okay? So how do I find this whole thing? It's called the diameter. So I'm gonna do kind of like a little dash. Right, the radius is 17.3, but how do I find from here all the way across? You're gonna do double. You're gonna double that 17.3, okay? So you can use your calculator, but honestly, I would like for you guys to do that by hand. But you will get 34.6 if you double 17.3. And there you have it. That's your diameter. Oh, don't forget your units, guys. Okay, so hopefully this helps and you will be able